Gaffer, Tills, thanks for joining us. Gaffer, we'll start with you. Another game. How is the squad heading into Swindon on Saturday?
How is the squad?
Yeah.
As best as it can be expected.
Obviously, another promotion-chasing team we're playing, but even with a depleted squad on Tuesday night, we still gave Exeter a real go. We'll do the same on Saturday, and, if it hadn't been for a very dubious decision on Tuesday night, we may have walked away with a point or more.
Yes, it's correct what you just said. No, we'll have a go at it. We'll work hard again, do what we've got to do, and who knows to say where we wind up eventually. If we had a full team to pick from every week, then who knows, but we'll be ready for whatever. They're a good side, Swindon. Don't underestimate them. Proper football club down there. Been through their troubles, but we're expecting a tough game, but I think they will be as well.
Yeah, we spoke about morale a lot this year. Obviously, I'm sure Tills will say more in a minute, but has it been difficult to manage recently, or is everyone still, really happy with the squad and everything?
Well, I don't understand.
Just in terms of we've had a lot of injuries. Obviously, I suppose it could be easy to be downbeat about that. But
right.
How has it been in the squad?
Me or the squad?
The whole squad.
I think everybody's buzzing. You can't help injuries. The boys that are injured ain't very happy.
Yeah.
But no, listen, it is what it is. You can't change it. You've got to work through it. And as I said, it's a compliment to the boys that, when Tills got knocked out the other week, or I thought he did, it's 19 days off and all that. Well, they tell you it's hard to come back in. But it's a compliment to all the lads that are, because you've got to get up to pace, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. But we haven't had, I think we've done, one of the medical people done a thing, I think it's 8% of the games this year, we haven't been able to pick from the squad. There's always been one or two more injured every game. 80% of the game, sorry. So it is what it is. We learn to live with it, and you just get on with it.
But in terms of the fans and their support, obviously, how much of an impact did that have on the Tuesday night? Even though there was only a handful of them, obviously.
Our fans, different class. They always have been. They're around with us all the time, and I keep saying it. I get accused sometimes of knocking the fans, but I ain't knocking no fans that come to the games. It's the ones that don't come to the games that have all the big opinions. Well, come and watch the club. They don't have an opinion. It's easy to sit indoors saying what we should and shouldn't be doing, and ain't watched the club for months or years or whatever they do. Come and support the club. We need everybody round us. Everybody's got to rally round the team now. The players have, we have on their side. So let's make sure that when everybody comes in here, it's a good little atmosphere and get it rocking. Make sure that we want this place to be horrible for other teams to come to. Not nice. And the fans have been good this year. I can't fault any of them, as you know. I spoke to most of them after the game Tuesday. And they see what we could see. When you got a goal there that everybody, man Jack, who spoke to me before or after, cannot see how it's even been given. But it happens, And I think we had enough chances there to win about 8 games. But hopefully we get them again, we'll score them.
Yeah, obviously Tills playing again on Tuesday night. I'm sure you noticed the fans, as I said, up against that big bank at Exeter, but they were still very noticeable and obviously helped drive the lads on through the whole 90 minutes.
Yeah, no, definitely. They've been very good all season, really. From the away, obviously at home and the away games. But yeah, no, it's been good. Yeah,
obviously we can't avoid talking about the injuries. It seems like we're talking about them every week, but we have to. Obviously, as John mentioned earlier on, you had a pretty freak injury yourself. I can imagine that's really difficult because the 19 days off, that's a long time to be out of action. And yourself, before that, you'd had a really good run in the first team, playing really well, getting lots of compliments from the fans. So I can imagine that was really frustrating for you. No, yeah, it was definitely frustrating. But these things happen in football, and you've got to obviously just bounce back from them. But it was hard. Obviously, I wasn't able to do anything for 14 days. And then I had to sort of build my way into training again. So it is very frustrating, but no, I'm glad to be back in now and hopefully kick on for the rest of the season. Yeah, obviously we spoke to a lot of the lads that have been injured this season, and they've said sometimes mentally and physically it's hard to sort of work your way back into training. But I suppose with that concussion, because like you said, you can't do anything anything physical for 14 days. You're physically not allowed to do so. So it must have been really difficult, coming back and having to work your way really hard into the team. Yeah, definitely. It's, as you said, not being able to do anything. You sort of do lose a little bit of that sort of match fitness that you get from playing week in, week out. But you've just got to get on with it. Really, it's just one of them things. It happens in football all the time. So yeah, just got to get on with it. Yeah, sort of same question that I asked to the gaffer earlier. Obviously, in terms of morale, how is the squad? We're heading in. You could say it's the last stage of the season. How has the squad been over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, we're looking forward to every game. Like the squad that's there at the moment. Obviously, with the injuries and that, it has been frustrating because it seems like we're getting to what we would be full strength, and then the next game another couple of players get injured. So it's just been like that all season, really. But it's a credit to everyone who stepped in and sort of played their part. But yeah, no, we're looking forward to every game.
Yeah, looking forward to every game. Another one on Saturday against Swindon. Obviously, you played against them. It doesn't seem that long ago, actually, since we travelled up to Swindon. You yourself obviously won that penalty for us. I suppose, playing them in that short amount of time, you sort of know what you're going to expect. They're a very good footballing side, and we know what we're going to be up against on the weekend. Yeah,
but it's the same as every game in this league. It's always like every game's tough. You're never going to get an easy game. We know they're obviously a good side, but we've showed before that we can go and beat these teams that are higher up in the table. So that's what we're going to try and do on Saturday.
Cool, thank you guys. Cameron?
Hi, John. I just start off with you've had the injury problems all season, kind of thing. You've had to adapt to it. How well do you think you have adapted to the players? Kind of every game, it's been a different team.
Well, the results dictate what you do. And obviously we're lacking enough, and we keep getting accused of not finishing games off and that, but as I say to you, it's hard. When, like Tills has just said, when you have to come back after 19 days and get thrown straight in sometimes, you can't get your match. The only way you can get match fit is we're playing matches. Well, if you can't play the matches, you're not going to get fit. So it's just a balance. We're trying to get 20s and 30s, and he'll tell you, he'll have a little smile on his face. Now you watch. When you're telling the lads that, I'm going to leave you out today because we want to rest you, they look at you and go, yeah, here we go, Billy again. Here he goes with the old cobblers that he's coming out with. But it's a fact, because you don't want to lose them for longer than what they've been.
Yeah, plenty of chances on Tuesday. Do you think, kind of, with more consistency in the starting lineup with fitnesses and players getting back to fitness, that the goals are going to start flowing again?
Yeah, but listen, we're creating a chance. If we weren't creating chances, I'd be more concerned. But as I keep saying to you, the consistency there, everybody, you get your partnerships on the pitch, you get knowing what Tilsy's going to do when he gets the ball, that Nadders knows what he's going to do, and then when Nadders gets the ball, I don't think even Nadders knows what he's going to do. That's the sort of player he is. He's an off-the-cuff player, and he's a good player, and he'll score goals. You got Quez, you got Nico, if they're fit and if they're picked for this weekend, because who's know to say, we've had another batch of injuries, so it's ridiculous at the minute. We could be losing. Anyway, it's another story, but no. Everyone's up for it, mate. There's no one. I said you all along, we'll have a go out there, don't matter who it is. Don't matter who we're. Go on.
Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
I was going to say about, obviously talking about playing Swindon, it's another team that's the bugger. You gave a good account of yourself last time against them. Are you confident heading into that?
I'm always confident. Don't matter who I'm heading against or who I'm speaking to. I'm confident of everything. And if I'm not confident, then the lads won't be confident. And that's just the way you got to approach your life, I think. If you get your little doubts, you get a little bit of nerves, and then you go, right, let's get on with it. Because what's the point? Who are you frightened of? It's a football match. There's other things going on in the world that ain't going to bother, innit? Get me.
No midweek game next week. Is that something that's important to the squad, just trying to get people back?
No, because there won't be. It's not important at all. The importance is get Saturday. As I say to you, next week is next week. Who knows what's happening next week? How do you know we ain't going to have a friendly? How do you know we ain't going to do this? So let's just worry about what we do Saturday. That's the most important thing. That's the next game up on the agenda. So next week, the boys might be in every day because Tills needs the fitness, as he's just said to you. So he might not be able to go, Could do what we got to do. We was going to go to Dubai with the squad on Monday, but we couldn't get the jabs done in time. So we might have to just hang around.
Just finally, are we expecting anyone to return on the weekend?
No. If anything, we're losing people.
Okay.
That's all we can do.
James, back in the starting lineup on Tuesday, how did you? How was that for you going back?
Yeah, it was good to be back. Obviously starting, and I enjoyed it. I thought we played well. Obviously, it's a frustrating result, but I thought it was a good response from Saturday, and we had them on the ropes, to be fair. But obviously we didn't win, so hopefully we can put that right Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, how did you feel you performed, obviously getting back up to speed with it all? Do you think you slotted straight back in seamlessly?
I thought I'd done all right. No, yeah, I thought I'd done all right. Obviously, just want to play as much as I can now and just sort of push and try and push up the table again, see where it takes us at the end of the season.
I'll tell you what's happening with James. James is a person. I would say beginning of the season, he wasn't firing. He's gone away. He's worked harder than he's done, I think, at his game, and he's getting the rewards now. Because he wouldn't have been fit coming back a couple of months back, would you?
No.
Because, he was having, sometimes a penny drops. And when we've called everybody to come together, they've responded. And this is proof of it here. Because I was getting accused of not picking him because I didn't like him and all that sort of thing. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He'll tell you why he wasn't getting picked, because he didn't deserve to. He don't now. It's only that we've got injuries that I'm picking him there anyway.
Yeah, just about it. Obviously, John's giving you great support. Is that something that's giving you confidence on the pitch to increase these performances?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously the main thing is when you're getting picked. That's the most confidence you can get. And I have, obviously the gaffer's supported me throughout the season. Obviously told me what he wanted from me, and I feel like I've just worked hard to sort of give him what is expected of me, and I've been playing all right. So
bless him.
Just finally, obviously it's going to be a tough game against Swindon. What are you expecting going into that?
The same as every game, really. It's as I said, every game's tough. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. It's going to be another tough game. They're good footballing side, but again, like we showed last time, we can go and compete against anyone. And we're going to go out Saturday trying to win the game, take it to them.
Cheers, thanks.
Tim?
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll start with John, if I may. John, 10 games to go, so
11,
you've always said to us the table never lies. Do you feel, despite the season being incredibly difficult with all the injuries and so on, COVID, that it feels about right with 10 to go, sort of about mid-table?
I haven't even looked at it, Tim. I think if I start beating myself up with it now, we've been lucky some weeks just to get 11 out there. So I think this season is just a matter of, listen, we ain't going to go, we're not sort of like finished yet. I don't know how people keep saying it. It's nobody sort of like died or nothing. We're ready to go on. And we're ready to kick on. What's to say that we can't win the last 10 games? If we don't win the last 10 games, we'll win the next 9 games. And if we don't win that, we'll win the next 8 games. That's the way you got to approach it. I ain't one of these that's going to sit here and go, oh yeah, we're safe. And because we ain't, we want to get as high as we can in this league. And the lads do, I know that, because you never know who's watching you out in this world. There could be some of these that could be obviously do well, and you get the right set of eyes on you, you could be moved, a la Max Watters.
And there has to be enough confidence you talk about there. Why not win the last 10? Because some of the performances this season have been exceptional. You've beaten some of the better sides in the division. There's no reason why you can't have that positivity within the management and spread it through the team, John.
That's
there, isn't it?
Well, of course it is, yeah, but some of them also have been crap, so we've got to make sure there's more better ones than what there is bad ones. That's the whole idea of it. Let's not dress it up. It ain't all been roses. We've had to work hard, and a lot of the players have learned, and they've grown up a lot this season. Not the way that you want them to grow up, i.e. by losing games or giving some sort of like games away, but that's part of football. You get on with it.
Do you set yourself targets within groups of games or 10 games like this, or do you just said to me, ideally, we try and win every game, it's game by game, or have you said, right, 10 to go, 5 to go? How do you set it up between now and May? We
did last year because we knew how many players we had. This year, I think we're setting targets of how many players we can put out, because it's governed by who you're going to pick. And I'm not joking with that. And I keep hearing this lot of old twaddle about us having a big squad. We haven't got a big squad. We've got players and then when you say about sending players out on loan, Tills will tell you go out on loan to get your fitness. So even if we had certain amount of players round, they still wouldn't be fit enough to be competing. So it's a balancing act. It has been difficult, but then I've been around long enough and ugly enough to like to think you know what you're doing. But hey ho, you get on with it.
And finally, John, from you, I haven't been inside your dressing room in terms of motivation? The previous game with Swindon, you nearly had them, injury time, equaliser for them. Do you use that as motivation? Is that game relevant because it wasn't that long ago? How do you view that game heading into this one?
Well, I hope I don't use it for motivation because we let a goal in the last minute. So no, listen, it's completely different. It's not motivation. The lads, we've been tight all season. The whole squad. They've been out together. They've been out. Christmas dues and everybody together. There's no big timers here, and if there was, they wouldn't be here. So when it comes to the motivation, it's just everybody wants to do well. Because if we do well, the supporters do well. There's none of this, them and us. We're all together. You're a club this size, we've got to stick together. Through thick and thin. Sometimes, here it's been through thinner and thinner, to be honest. But the way that you do it, you build that up and you learn from it. And you hope that you don't have injuries. I'm not using injuries as an excuse. It's a fact. But it's also a fact that the lads that have come back in are doing well. And I think we've got reasonably a good squad moving forward, a few additions. And who's to say where we're going to go?
Thanks, John. James, I might embarrass the gaffer in a nice way with some of these questions, but you mentioned there's a time this season you weren't firing. He's had to manage you, you went away.
Yes.
On loan, to the Wanderers. How did you deal with that? How do you mentally deal with that? And has it been positive?
Yeah, obviously, it was a bit of a tough start to the season for me. Obviously, I wasn't playing as good as what I wanted to. Probably just short of a bit of confidence, but I think going out and just getting some game time did help me. And then obviously the gaffer showing confidence in me to start playing me has obviously helped me grow throughout the season. So yeah, I'm feeling good now.
Well, I wonder whether that confidence, as you say, came from the likes of John Yems, because we spoke to Kezia Appiah last week. He's played a long time. He knows he can score goals. You're learning the trade still, I guess. Where does that confidence come? Is it from the likes of John? Yeah,
but I think you've got to get it yourself as well. That's the main thing. You've got to. I think, as like people say, it's the more you work hard, the luckier you get. Really, I think that's just a massive thing. You just got to work hard, and just what's gonna bring you through at the end. To be fair.
Are you feeling established in League Two now?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, to be fair, as every game comes, I'm feeling more and more sort of a leader. I want to be like a leader on the pitch as well. Even though I'm only 23, but I feel like I can sort of help the team. Using my voice and sort of just being a leader around the place, sort of like a senior player. Because I've played over 50 something league games now, and I feel like sort of getting to know it. Do you know what I mean now? So
I think what you're trying to say, mate, we've got a very open dressing room, and the lads are there to express themselves. There's no A gives it to F, gives it to G, B falls over, so we start again. They're in the team for a reason, and Till could be a very, very good player, as he knows that. And he has to earn the way to be in the dressing room. But I try and say to every player there, know your job, know your positions, which I think a lot of them do. If we have to change it, change it. But I never come on here criticising the players to the extent of, if I put Tills in goal and he lets 6 goals in, I wouldn't turn around and say what a bad goalkeeper is, because he's doing a job for the team. Now, if I was a bully sort of person, you'd turn around and blame everybody. I don't think I do. Some people might say I do, I don't know. But it's a very open dressing room, providing everywhere's good when you're doing well. But if you're having a go and you're trying your best, that's all, and that's what Tills has done. He's grabbed the ball by the horns. Sorry, I interrupt you there, Tills.
James, what about that mentality in the dressing room? Because with so many of you having been injured, concussion, whatever, coming back together, there must be a belief that if, as the manager has said, if you can just keep the squad fit, what there is potential in that dressing room must be huge, I guess. The siege mentality must be quite strong this season, despite having been quite hard, I guess, is what I'm saying. Yeah,
no, I think as some of the results show, we have got a very good team. It's just been hard to keep that sort of the core team together, but it is a great dressing room to be around. Everyone wants to come in every day, train hard, and and play every week. That's what like we want to do. We all want to succeed. So I think that's been the main thing, really.
And finally, revenge, Swindon, with them nicking a late equaliser. Do you think like that as a team? Is that a motivation you take into it?
No, I wouldn't say revenge. Like we don't really. That game's gone now. This is a completely different. It's going to be a different game. Obviously, it was last time. It was heartbreaking at the end, the way we conceded. But it's a completely different game on Saturday, and we'll just take it to them, really.
Can I just ask one more, just regarding Dorking Wanderers, who we also cover in the patch? Do you think they're on for promotion? What Mark White's doing there, is this a real opportunity for them?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're up there. So it's a good opportunity for them to obviously get promoted and get into the National League.
He's done a great job. He's done a great job there, Mark. And we've got David Radari down there at the minute, and. I've tried to build up associations with a lot of the local clubs. We've tried to help them out with players, and it's a compliment to our club that we can do that. It also highlights to some of the lads that are going away, and it's not disrespectful to anyone, that they're professionals, and it makes you come back a little bit more determined and make sure you've got to do it day in, day out. And Mark, what they've achieved down there, they've got some good lads down there, Barry Fuller and all that. Me and Barry go back quite a few years, and he's done a great job there, and if anything, as a blueprint for what could happen here. Sometimes you've got to look. If you start just putting your blinkers on and not looking what other people are doing, you just stagnate. So let's hope we don't put our blinkers on and start looking around and seeing what we can learn off of other people.